Hello and welcome. So in Gran Turismo 7 there are a few things that a car needs to be considered a good engine swap in my opinion. So today we're gonna figure out if this Porsche 911 GT3, the 997 to be specific, is a good vehicle to engine swap. So firstly, the criteria it needs to meet. It needs to be a solid base for the engine swap. It needs to have really good performance and handling, as well as fuel efficiency. So to start off with it, we need to see, is this car a good base? So if we head on over to Kyoto Driving Park, the vehicle in its standard state has really good responsiveness when it comes to braking, acceleration and just steering response. And for the vehicle only costing 160,000 credits, it is rather affordable, and that's from Brand Central. You can still go and pick this vehicle up from the used car dealership for a lower price. Now, what you get when you pick up the vehicle? Well, you get 428 brake horsepower and a weight of 1,395 kgs. So what does that mean when you actually out on circuit? So when you're behind the wheel of this absolutely lovely Porsche, well, as I said, it is super responsive when it comes to acceleration, braking and turning. So the vehicle doesn't feel heavy at all. There are moments where you might pick up a little bit of understeer, but the overall experience is you're gonna find little hints of oversteer every now and then. It's not a dominating factor, but it just adds a bit of spice to the overall driving experience in the Porsche. Now, around Kyoto Driving Park, it is an absolute blast. In its standard form, it sets super fast lap times around a 1 minute 50 second mark, which for a standard vehicle isn't really bad at all. So this Porsche in its standard form, 460,000, is quite reasonable for the amount of performance that you get for it. However, if you head on over to a tuning shop, well, you're gonna receive a lot more performance. So after spending quite a lot of credits, you're gonna be left with 613 brake horsepower and a weight of 1,088 kgs. So that is really good figures. It's a really big improvement over standard. So when you take it back out onto circuit, well, you're gonna notice that down the main straightaway you're gonna be traveling at about 280 kilometers per hour before you need to slam on the brakes. And the brakes on this vehicle are almost immediate. You just slam on the brakes and you can feel the car slowing down almost a bit too violently, which is why you actually need to go into a tuning sheet and have a fully customizable differential and set your braking sensitivity down. Just lower it so it's not as violent, because I found that sometimes when under braking, the back end would want to step out and just unsettle the vehicle. However, if you set that aside, if you tune that, by all means, it completely changes the way the Porsche handles. You just have such a lively experience, and you set blistering fast lap times. So instead of setting lap times around the 1 minute 48 mark, you're gonna see yourself setting lap times close to the 1 minute 29 mark. Yes, I was doing lap times around the 1 minute 30 second mark, which is incredibly fast for a vehicle that only costs 160,000 credits. So when it comes to a base car, the Porsche can handle this level of power, and overall it has enough downforce from the special aero parts you can put on it to just keep the car planted and set fast lap times, which means that is ticked off, which means we should be able to handle the engine swap. So when it comes to the engine swap for the Porsche 911 GT3, well, we get another Porsche engine. However, this one is slightly different. This is coming out to the Porsche 911 GT3 race car. Yes, we are getting a GT3 engine being placed into this 911. Now, if we look at the figures side by side with the engine swap being bone stock, we see that there is a decrease in absolutely everything compared to the standard engine being fully upgraded. More weight is being added, we get less power, less torque, and the power to weight ratio increases. But that doesn't stay that way for long, because if we head on over to the tuning shop, we can still add on a high RPM turbocharger which boosts the horsepower now to 788 brake horsepower. Yes, the weight is now 1105 kgs, which means it is heavier. However, with this extra power, it means down Kyoto driving park straight away, you're clocking almost 300 kilometers per hour, which is a very big difference. After doing that and going around corners, you will notice that with the aero parts, which give a considerably large amount of downforce for a street car, the car is able to handle whatever you throw at it. If you want to start drifting, the car can handle it. If you want to set fast lap times, the car can do that. If you just want to have a bit of fun and go fast and just enjoy the vehicle, it can do exactly that. Porsche 911 GT3 with the Group 3 engine in it, well, that's just is the perfect mix. It gives the right amount of power, it just takes it up a notch. Now for 325,000 credits on top of your 160,000, look, you need to see your budget, how it affects you. But for me, I think this is a budget friendly engine swap which deals with great results. You receive honestly some great performance, and when it comes to fuel efficiency, this is the main part and the crucial part whether or not an engine swap is high on my list. So with it being a Group 3 engine swap, yes, it has great fuel efficiency. When it comes to using the vehicle around the WTC 700 around Le Mans, this is my go-to benchmark test area. On fuel map level 1, you get 3 laps of fuel out of it, which is absolutely amazing. If we compare it to the Maverick swap Cayman, that car on fuel map level 6, a lean mix, was only able to do 2 laps, whereas this on fuel map level 1, you got 3 laps out of it. If you set it to fuel map level 6, well, you might not even need to pit a single time. In my eyes, this is a very solid, a very valid engine swap. It's not one that actually ruins the performance of the vehicle or is completely uncontrollable. With it having just slightly more horsepower over the standard engine being fully upgraded, it gives it the perfect balance of the car is not scary to drive. It doesn't take you a lot of time to master the driving style of this Porsche. It's so simple and easy to just get into, and you know you have a very valid vehicle for money grinding in Gran Turismo 7. That's why I can see this being a very good engine swap in Gran Turismo 7. So the Porsche 911 with the Group 3 race car engine in it is a perfect mix and just adds a special to the Porsche 911 GT3. So this gets my seal of approval. I hope it gets yours. So with all this being said, hope you guys did go on to enjoy this video. Don't forget, leave a like and subscribe for more Gran Turismo 7 content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.